What is good, YouTube? It is your boy, the Broski Break. And you already know what it is. If I ain't the first to react to it, I'm gonna be the best to react to it. Now today, if you any age younger than 18, this might not be the video for you. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but by the title, it's not the video for you. We have a doozy. It's another great Jubilee video. What is sex life for porn stars? And I'm curious. You know, y'all might be curious too. So let's go and get into it. You know, and tell me what y'all think in the comments. And yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, let's go and get into it.
Another episode of Sex.
And if it's just me, bro, tell me in the comments if y'all watch Jubilee and Cut videos. I mean, have Cut been going like too far lately? Like, have you seen that last video? I mean, good video, but man, that was.
And a big thank you to our sponsor, Manscaped. If you're looking for a last-minute Valentine's Day gift, make sure to check out the Perfect Package 3.0, which has everything you see here. It comes with the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, the Crop Reviver Ball Toner, a pair of moisture-wicking boxer briefs, and of course, the Lawn Mower 3.0, which over 2 million men rely on for all their down-there grooming needs. And if you really want to go big this Valentine's Day, check out Manscaped Refined Cologne. It smells like a sexy forest. I don't know else how to say it. Go over to manscaped.com/Jubilee and you'll get 20% off plus free shipping. Thanks for watching.
And what was it being forest? Flowers, rose petals.
Have you ever developed feelings for a co-star or hooked up after filming? Ooh. Ooh. Yes, the tea is hot. How many people have you had sex with? Do you know the number? Oh, no.
Over 100 people, I think. I mean, I guess it's not a lot, is it? I don't know. I've lost all perspective.
I have a list in my phone. Okay, the number right now is at 69.
I'm sorry, guys, I have no idea. At first, I was like all proud, but now I'm ashamed to say that. Because you have sex so much. You'll literally walk to a person and be like, hey, nice to meet you. And they'll be like, no, we had sex last week. And then you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
How different is your personal sex life from your on-camera sex life? My sex life off camera is definitely more intimate. Like, I can actually touch them and feel them on my chest and everything. We don't have to worry about letting the camera see all the action.
Of course you enjoy the sex and you want to enjoy the sex, but at the end of the day, it's all a performance. 90% of the things I do on camera, I do not want to.
Here to you guys is all fake. It's not real. It's like movies and TV shows. It's not real.
In my room. I'm not like.
Let y'all guys know, don't be have these high expectations unless you know she a freak.
Swinging off of a Tarzan vine and backflipping onto him or anything like that.
If something feels good and like you feel like you want to finish, you can. If you're filming, it's like, wait, we still have 2 more positions to do.
I'm kind of having sex backwards. I'm opening up for angles so you guys can see the light and the camera guy can see what's going on. You're not in a private, personal setting.
My sex life is a much more intimate life. I think it's more of a feeling than it is what you actually see. Being able to cry maybe during sex, or maybe even just feeling.
I'm sorry, I think it's starting to thunder a little bit. Yeah, it's finna start raining.
Very vulnerable during sex. I don't necessarily go to that space a lot within my pornography because I'm not sure people actually want to see that. Most people just want to see sex.
You'll have good sex on set, but you don't get to really build it up to the point that you're getting to really know a person intimately. Like, you get to go out, you get to have drinks, you get to eat with a person.
One and done.
Get to know them. That's the fun part. That's the experience. And then eventually,
top 3 ladies.
The difference. If you want to have sex, you can.
How has your job affected your sex life? Has it ruined it? No, I feel like my job gave me like superpowers. Because of my job, I'm super open. So I feel like it's easier to get to that point in the relationship of like breaking down all those sexual barriers and just jumping into the fun stuff. In the beginning of my career, I kind of got in this mindset where I was like, if I'm not getting paid to have sex, I'm not doing it. This is my job. I am now professional. And when you do something professional, you're getting paid for it forever. And then I fell in love.
Well, this isn't very expected of most people, but I'm actually asexual, so I don't have much of a sex life in general. It's like your partner liking football and you not, so you'll go to a football game with him occasionally, but it's not like you're gonna be going to football games by yourself or all the time. It was a really big decision to come out as asexual. That immediately can drop your amount of subscribers or followers. I mean, the entire idea of the adult industry is to construct a fantasy, and that fantasy is destroyed when you tell people you aren't sexually interested in them.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know. I know a couple people like that, and it's strange to hear. I mean, I can understand, but man, I mean, I know a couple people like that, and it says it's hard for them to grow as a person. It's tough.
I'm starting to believe now I'm asexual because I don't want to have sex with anybody at this point. I think I'm starting to become numb. I don't know what to tell you, but when I entered in the sex industry, I was 18.
Like this one person I knew, they didn't have no ideas or have no ambition to want to do that kind of stuff. Like, it was weird to me, especially in high school. I mean, everybody had them ambitions, but not this person. It's crazy.
And I first started off as an escort. I was having like sex with almost 6 guys a day. And now that I'm 23, I feel like I've hit a wall when it comes to sex. It takes a lot to get me horny. And I think that has a lot to do with me seeing so many sex partners when I was younger. So yeah, I think that's what it is.
How often is the sex on screen actually pleasurable for you? Are the orgasms real? It was really rare, and I couldn't even tell you the scenes that I actually did because I was so focused on performing.
To be honest, I would probably say 40%.
I thought you were supposed to fake it, so I would just go in there and be like, wah, tomato, I don't know.
How I want to answer this is yes, yes, yes. As a porn consumer, I notice when people aren't connecting. And that doesn't turn me on. So for me, my co-star, whoever I'm working with, we have to have a sexual connection. I would say almost every single one of my scenes, I have actually had a real orgasm. I'm not gonna bring you on set and not orgasm. I'm not wasting that time.
Of course, I'm a guy, so we have to really orgasm or else we don't get paid.
If you can't finish, then they'll fake it for you. So it'd be like a tube, and you would like shoot out like fake. Every shoot like I've ever done, like at least one point we had to like stop, eat something or like drink water or like something to like get us back in the spirits.
Do you watch porn now for pleasure or does it feel like work? I'm a full-on porn consumer. Now that we have COVID, I'm just kidding, but actually.
First of all, it can't be a studio porn. Like, if I know that Brazzers or Evil Angel did it, I'm not watching it. So it has to be amateur. I have to believe that it was real.
It's funny that you ask. The only reason why I don't watch porn is because I'm asexual. I just don't have any particular interest in it.
My co-stars, they're great looking people, but I don't know, I feel weird watching them have sex. I'm like, I gotta film with this person tomorrow. I just had coffee with this person. It's kind of like watching your cousin have sex. Like, you don't want to watch your cousin have sex.
I'll be watching a porn and I'm really judgmental on the guys. I'm like, what's he doing? He's not opening up. I can't see what's going on. Oh, I'm gonna change this video. This guy's not opening up.
Do you ever rewatch your own scenes you've done? I rewatch my own scenes to critique myself, and that is it.
For pleasure, I usually watch my own because I remember the sensation and the feeling.
Yeah, I do, but it's kind of weird. Like, I'm watching them to make sure that I did good, like viewable for people trying to get their jollies off.
How do you protect yourself from STIs and pregnancy? I know girls who are just on birth control, and I know girls who are not on birth control and they just don't shoot when they're ovulating.
We get tested so often. Every 14 days, and then sometimes it's like more frequently than every 14 days.
Not to say that we don't catch the couple little bacterial infections here and there. It's kind of part of the job, but we try to be very careful with it.
My sets are only safe sex, so I'm condom only. We clean our sets. I've been to sets that are pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. But sets I use and where I shoot, we always make sure everything is clean. We make sure everything is comfortable.
Have you ever developed feelings for a co-star or hooked up after filming?
Glad they say.
Ooh. Yes,
Can you just imagine though? Cause like, that's a lot of people, bro. And just imagine how people done caught something from that. And like when you done with it, and then you have kids, and then they know your history, I'm like, that's rough.
the tea is hot. The majority of the people are pretty hot, so it's hard not to.
Yeah.
It was actually the first guy that I filmed with. So I had like this huge crush on him. I was just amazed by the way he threw it on me.
I have seen problems happen between oh yes, jealousy, I've seen it happen if the partner isn't shooting with their own partner, or all of a sudden the other partner who's in porn doesn't want the other partner to do porn anymore.
Probably not. My job is a full-time job, and it's a real relief to be able to be with someone that takes me away from that a little.
What's the worst part of the job? I always tell this to people. I wouldn't change anything about my job. I would change the way people and society view my job.
I know girls who just got a brand new apartment and moved in there, and they found out what they did, their neighbors, and then they like send their pictures to everybody in the complex and be like, oh, this girl does porn. Make sure you watch out for her. Like, stuff like that really does happen.
The mainstream and the world hates pornography, and I'm not sure if we'll ever be accepted. And also the fact that I'm a man who has a vagina, so that's a whole other level. But what I do is I fight against it. Porn would not be as big as it is if people didn't consume it. This is what I keep trying to tell the world.
Society hasn't accepted adult entertainers yet, and it really limits what I can do with my future. I'm a violinist, and it was part of my life goals to conduct a high school orchestra one day. I can't do that anymore. That is sacrifice. That is gone. The next job interview I go for after this, I might not get it just because the fact that my nudes are on the internet.
That's tough.
How
That
is the
tough.
topic of consent?
That is tough. But that's why you have an OnlyFans now. You get bank off that now. But that's tough though. I mean, I feel bad for people like that though, honestly. Because some people like Alana Rode and a couple more people, but she's like the more famous one. And she's still #1, I think. And you can watch her story like on Mike channel and Poster, whatever it's called. I think it's called Poster. It's really good. And she was talking about how like she just hated, like she didn't want to do it no more, and like when she did do it, her head was messed up. And a lot of girls, her heads are messed up when they do start doing it. And you just make this mistake when you're young, and then when you realize when you get older, you just want to do it no more. Now you meet with so much regret, and like it's rough because so many girls are just so messed up when they're younger, and they regret it when they get older. And but some girls, they love it, you know. But I can't really judge somebody off that though. But it is tough.
Handled on set. Very important.
Oh, I love this question. Thank you for asking that question. Earlier on, porn was not about consent. We didn't have these regimented rules that we have today. People would just show up, have sex. If the girl didn't want to do anal, tough, you're doing anal. I mean, there's been lots of that happening. So that doesn't happen as much anymore.
When you're on set, there's like a
much.
checklist of like what you agree to do, and like you talk with the director and your partner. Consent is like my favorite thing, and I think it's hot. Like one of my scenes the other day, like the guy was like, "Can I do this to your vagina?" And I was like, "Can I do this to your penis?"
I get asked to do a lot of really bizarre, outrageous things. The list is just a mile long. Role play involving race, or rape play. I'm not comfortable with that. I got a lot of requests for custom orders from white supremacists. I practice a philosophy called enthusiastic consent. So unless if I'm absolutely enthusiastic to post it, I do not create it.
Have you been in experiences where boundaries were maybe crossed for you?
Definitely. And I think like I played a part in that mostly because I wasn't aware of how to like articulate my boundaries or wasn't aware of what my boundaries were. I would just like agree to everything without like asking what that entails.
Yeah, I was, and I felt like it was a setup. And the crazy thing was, I was excited to shoot for that company because they were one of the biggest companies on Pornhub, and I felt really comfortable. I'm like, okay, the makeup artist is here, this other assistant, she's here. Usually when there's women on set, I really let my guard down. And me and the director, we started taking photos, and I noticed the house got quiet. And I asked the director, I was like, where are the two women? He was like, oh, they left. And when me and him started filming, he was so rough. And I am a victim of rape. So like the things that he was doing, my body just like shut down, and it was just so painful having sex with him. By the time I got home, I was just so tired and exhausted, and I locked myself in my room for like 2 days because I couldn't believe what I had gone through.
Do you ever worry about the way the
bro.
porn industry portrays sex?
In a lot of ways, bro, the industry is just so messed up. And these girls, a lot, like, unless you like a big, like, name, like Lana Rhoades, and Lisa Ann and Mia Khalifa, if she was to ever come back, your say-so is final. If you say no, they don't ask no questions. They just say no, you do what you want. But if you not as famous, it'd be like they gonna question you, they're gonna make you do it, they're gonna try to persuade you to do it, like they're gonna try to get you to do it. And it's tough, man. And some girls, it's rough. And I know there's a lot of rape still going on. But that industry is something that you gotta have a right mindset. You gotta know what you get into at the end of the day.
Yes. The biggest critique I have about the porn industry is it lacks any sense of intimacy, any sense of realness.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but I think that tube sites are a bad thing. The free porn world is putting out scenes, and it's so easy for children to just get on these sites and to learn from porn scenes.
Just for me as a performer, I really wanted to see more realistic sex instead of something like, hi, my name's Tiffany, and then like anal sex ensues, you know, like like it's a fantasy and not realistic.
You don't see the behind the scenes, the discussion between the scene partners, and I wish us as porn stars, like we would be more open and tell people like, hey, we gave consent for this. It's not okay to pick up a random girl at a bar and spit in her mouth and slap her.
I feel in straight porn, it's a lot more aggressive. The woman is like always submissive, and I just feel like that's rooted in so much like hatred for women and like misogyny. Like a woman has to do what the man wants and like make him feel good.
I think the porn industry is becoming a lot more diversified now. And I'm really excited to see how platforms like OnlyFans adds a sense of realness back into adult material.
We're producing for you, the consumer who wants to watch it. We are in no way wanting children to watch it. We don't even think it's sex ed. It's a fantasy, it's fun. So for me, my work has always been activism. And so really putting it out there and saying, look, I enjoy my life. I enjoy sex. People enjoy watching me have sex. It's a consensual thing between adults who are having a great time and giving it to you to watch to have a great time too. I don't worry about it, but I do think the more we talk about it, it will be less stigmatized.
Like I said, another great video about Jubilee. Please hit the subscribe button and tell me what y'all think in the comments, bro.